Hello you guys, Alexi Alchemy here for your weekly card pull. Today's reading is for the week of January 30th through February 5th, 2023. And this specific reading is channeled for everyone who has Libra placements in their natal chart. So predominant Libra placements, if you have a Libra sun, moon, rising, or even north node, this reading is for you. So for those of you who have been following my journey for a while or watching these videos for a while, you may know that up until recently I had been doing one card per sign, and I was doing the pulls ahead of time. Today I felt called to do a live reading for each of the zodiac signs. So we're getting a little bit more of an in-depth message, which I think is awesome. And for this week, in general, and my readings in general, I strive to channel guidance that's going to help you guys to navigate the week. Perspectives that might be helpful, narratives, maybe ways of looking at things, a more long synonym for perspectives that might benefit you in what's coming up for this week. So, my dear Libras, let's see what comes up for you. Okay, interesting. Oh god, there's a lot of cards down there. Okay. All right. Ooh, nice. Okay. Excuse me. There have been a few cards that have been pulled for more than one sign at this point, so there are a few key themes for this upcoming week for the collective, but I will focus predominantly on what is here for you. And at the end of this video, if you want to watch the videos for your other placements for your sun, your moon, your rising, north node, I highly recommend doing so. So, my dear lovely Libras, where do I want to start with you guys today? We'll start from the beginning. So I just pulled, well, I didn't pull, more like 4, 5, 7 cards just kind of flew out, but we'll just go with that. So the first card that came out for you guys was the card of Sodalite. I did pull this one in the upright position. You will notice that for some of the cards I pull, if I'm holding them upside down, it's because it was pulled in reverse. However, again, this one was pulled in the upright. And the primary message that comes through with this card is the power of your intentionality and your choices. And I think, my Libras, a lot of what's going to come up for you this week, let me just actually take a second to peek at everything else. Okay, yeah, so there's a level of intentionality that I think is going to be really important for you in this upcoming week. For some of you, this may be in the way of following through with intentions you may have set in the past. For some of you, this may be in the way of setting intentions for what you would like to call in for this next chapter, this next cycle, this next phase. Maybe for the next month. Anytime Sodalite comes up, there's a really, really strong encouragement for you to just get clear about what it is that you want to be experiencing, and to kind of put some energy towards moving towards the things that you genuinely want for yourself. There is definitely a level of clarity in the way of awareness. I feel like awareness is going to be really important for you, and again, that can come in the way of awareness of what you want, what you're moving towards, also of awareness of what is going on around you. And I did pull, I'm going to go into this one next. I did pull for you guys, and I'll explain why, in reverse, the card of Amber. And this card has a lot to do with healing family patterns, maybe removing or resolving karma, past lessons, etc. Excuse me. And I feel like, having been pulled in reverse, this might be something that you have resistance to, some struggles with. Cards in reverse can also imply that it's something that you need to look at more deeply within yourself instead of projecting onto the world around you. So I feel like, combined with the Sodalite, there might be a level of something in your experience, my dear Libras, where maybe you are neglecting the full story. Maybe you are not not as aware as you could be of what your perspective is on it, maybe what story you're telling yourself. But I just, in general, I feel like there's a level of awareness that you need to carry. This could also come in the form of understanding, like, maybe certain ways that you've been showing up, or even people in your lives. Again, this is about healing family patterns, so it could be people in your life, whether it's your chosen family or your blood family, where maybe there are certain patterns that you have the opportunity right now to heal the way that you respond to those. And there's a level of awareness that you need to have in order to do this, and I feel like this week is going to present you some really good opportunities to become aware of those. I did also pull in reverse the card of petrified wood. And this card has a lot to do with time and a sense of time, a sense of timing. Again, in the reverse, this could imply that there is a level of resistance to this, but anytime petrified wood comes up, there is a really big value in having patience and accepting time, the passage of time, whether that means things are happening too fast, they feel like they're happening too slow. But I feel like the amber and the petrified wood card, these two combined, both have some level of like roots, something in our roots. And I love that, petrified wood, a nice pun, but there's something with both of these that has a lot to do with your roots. And you can take this in a couple of different ways. It could be, again, your heritage, your lineage. Could also be like your root chakra, because these are both in reverse. Again, I feel like this has a little bit more to do with yourself than with the experience or with the people that are involved. This has a lot to do with your relationship to it. Again, with sodalite, the opportunity will exist and does exist for you to shift the way that you are relating to said experiences. I feel like some of you, the word mom's coming through, I feel like some of you have some, maybe some unresolved family trauma or some unresolved family issues, and I think that there will be something in the way of creating maybe a more healthy relationship, or not relationship, dynamic. I feel like something in the way of creating a healthier dynamic with yourself and the parties involved. And if you cannot create that with the parties involved, then at least with you within yourself and the way that you relate to certain situations, I think you'll have some really good opportunities for that this week. I did also pull for you in the upright position the card of obsidian. And anytime obsidian comes up, there is a level of knowing the self. The main message with this card is know thyself. Observe yourself, observe your patterns. Again, with sodalite, this has a lot to do with awareness. So I think this week, if anything, again, these ones are in reverse, these ones both have to do with the self. I think anything that comes up that you are really struggling with, or if there are things that have been coming up that you have been struggling with, and maybe you're blaming the family or blaming childhood trauma, or pointing fingers, I don't know, if that resonates with you, I think it will really benefit you and help you to take your power back this week if you really intentionally just focus on knowing yourself and focus on having an awareness of yourself, an awareness of the way that you're showing up and why you might be showing up that way. This isn't for the sake of placing blame. Again, this could be just more of like an awareness of, I was raised this way, this is how my brain operates, this is what I identify as safe, whether or not it's actually the case. So this is habitually the pattern that I repeat, and there's no need for you to be hard on yourself. There's no need for you to my Libras, I feel like a lot of you might feel inclined when this process happens to blame, whether it's others or yourself. And I think that's really, really going to be important for you to not do that. This is, again, all about awareness. Like this chapter for this week for you is really about awareness and just bringing things to your attention. And it's not because things are bad or you're a bad person or you did things poorly. It's more just a way for you to understand the way that you've been showing up, the way that you are showing up, and the way that you can show up in the future. And you're going to have really beautiful opportunities to rearrange that and shift that. I did also pull for you the card of Celestite, and this card is all about connecting to the divine realm, the angelic realm, etc. So I think going back to the family and the roots thing, if you have loved ones that have passed, again, this could be blood or chosen family, maybe take some time to connect with them, whether it is their legacy or their spirit. If you have a practice that you like to use to connect with people who have passed on, if that feels good to you, maybe that might be something to look into. If you have really vivid dreams, or you are not interested in connecting with those individuals, but you're open to receiving messages like through dreams, I feel like dreams could be really, really big for you this week, my Libra. So maybe ask your guidance or pray or whatever words resonate with you. I would do something in the way of requesting that requesting that guidance is given to you in a way that you're able to receive it. Again, this could be, some people, like, it's easier to receive things in the form of dreams. Some people, downloads, channeling. If you channel by writing, I typically, honestly, like, I really enjoy channeling with writing. That's a really good way for messages to come through. So whatever speaks to you that's going to help connect you to your guidance will benefit you. Again, in the way of people who have maybe passed on, or loved ones that are no longer a part of your life, connecting with them in the way of like their legacy, lessons that you may have learned from them, pieces or essence of their being that really spoke to you. I think getting connected with those, you may see some good things, you may see some ugly things, you know, but the awareness that will come from that, I think, will really benefit you. And I did go to Spirit. Okay, well, that one will be last. I also pulled for you guys the card of Spirit Quartz, and this has a lot to do with connecting with communities, connecting with other people. I just saw 1111 on the time. And there is a lot of amazing value, I think, that will come out of this entire experience for you. And I feel like this awareness work will allow you to connect more deeply with other people. I think some of you may have been putting it off because you're afraid. Like, maybe some of you are afraid, like, oh, well, if I really look at this and I really look at this wound, like, I'm gonna hate my mom, or I'm gonna have a poor relationship with whoever. And the purpose of this is not to divide you. The purpose of this is not to get in the way of the way you relate to other people. The purpose of this is actually likely to help connect you to other people and to connect to communities. Kind of weird, kind of funny story, but like I started doing stand-up comedy a couple of months ago. And it's been interesting to me that a lot of the more challenging experiences that, tension between family members, or especially like family trauma or early life trauma, like those kinds of things are very relatable to other people. And it's not that it gives you an excuse, but there is a lot of value in understanding where you stand on those things, and also being willing to grow in your relationship to those events. You know, it could be like, this really hurt me in the past, but I don't want it to hurt me in the future, so I'm going to rearrange my relationships or the way that I view them so that it doesn't. This doesn't have to mean like cutting off connections or doing anything crazy like that. It just means like you're in a position right now, you're in a place where I feel like you're willing to shift your narratives, and you're willing to really look at the patterns and understand how they serve you and how they have served you. And even if it didn't give you the outcome that you want or that you think would have been perfect or whatever, like, no parents are perfect, no system is perfect, nothing is flawless. So I think there are certain challenges that maybe you've been experiencing that you could benefit from reframing in your mind. And finally, my dear Libras, I did also pull for you in reverse the card of Aquamarine. And this has a lot to do with... this card was honestly pulled for a lot of the signs this week. And this has a lot to do with like grounded clarity, kind of being centered, and just in general, like having an awareness, again, awareness of one's own truth, especially. So yeah, I feel like my Libras, I feel like for you, and Libras, a lot about balance. I feel like a lot of your balance for this upcoming week is probably going to come in the form of being willing to look at the things of your past, maybe the things that are a little bit challenging about you, your upbringing, your families, your friends, even from your childhood, things of the past, the way that they translate into the present, and also what lessons, especially like lessons of the past. Celestite also has a lot to do with preserving. There's like a level of preservation of the past, preservation of lessons learned, maybe of traditions and whatnot. So there could be a lot of things that you see here and you say like, oh, I didn't like the way that this was done, but the ultimate, the deeper root of this is something I actually value. Like maybe discipline is something that you may have a challenge with, and maybe your family was disciplinary in a way that was abusive, or you felt was abusive. But the essence of discipline is something that you value. Maybe you value people who are, willing to have, a level of discipline within their work, their life, etc. So I think learning to separate yourself from the actual happenings and to connect to the essence of what things were portrayed, and an acknowledgement of like some of those things actually have a lot of value for you, even if they presented challenges. And I think, just benefiting, it would benefit you to look at those with a level of awareness and also a level of love. So, final thing, and then I will close out. I am a firm believer that most, I mean, this is not the case for all, so I will not speak for you, but most parents do the best that they can with what they have. And a lot of people, you know, in acting out of love, or even like in relationships, like if you go through a breakup, some people will act in a way that they think is loving, whether that means, you know, like blocking you or whatever to prevent you from seeing them happy without you. Like anything you do can come from a place of hatred or it can come from a place of love. And personally, my belief is a lot of people are acting out of a place of love, even if it doesn't feel like it for you. Again, that's not always the case, so I will not speak for that, but I think in reframing this and understanding like how you want to move forward, what narrative you want to carry, may benefit you to think about the ways in which sometimes we express our love is not, it's not always universal. So there may be some discrepancies in, you know, like if you're a soft, gentle person and you had maybe like a tough love father, it's all just different ways of expressing oneself. So paying attention to Mercury might be helpful for you this week too. So anyways, I will close out now. Thank you so much, my dear Libras, for tuning in. If you haven't already checked out the readings for your other signs, your other big three, I definitely recommend it. And if this was confusing or brought up questions, or you would like to have a supplementary poll, please reach out and let me know. You can find me on Instagram or TikTok at alexib.alchemy. On TikTok, I also post videos about astrology, so if you're looking for a little more guidance in that realm, it's a good place to go. And finally, make sure that you tap the subscribe button below as well as the thumbs up if this was helpful, so I know, so I can continue to create content like this. And with all that being said, I wish you guys a most beautiful week. I will see you guys on the next one, and enjoy your day. Cheers, my dear Libras. Thank you for tuning in.